Welcome to the Cold Conquest series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 10th of May 1908, so the date hasn't moved yet, but hopefully at the end of this video the date will start moving and we'll start building a few bits and pieces. In this video I want to do two things. The first is that I want to set up my grid distribution system so that I can start putting the power into this both this village and the other village. And then the second part, what I want to do is get our fuel supply for our vehicles sorted out so that we can actually start doing some work and then progressing the game. But before that, as usual, a big thank you for comments and feedback. You guys give me a lot to think about. And one thing I do want to talk about is pollution in the context of a very common trap that you can fall into. And I must admit, and it's a trap that I fell into when I first started playing this game. If you are a min-max player, be aware that min-maxing in this game has a lot of potential dangers. And by that, I mean that the way the game works is there's so many moving parts and variables. You'll be forced into making decisions where you may have to compromise on one thing or the other. And trying to go for a min-max solution can get you into all sorts of troubles. And a good example of that is based on a few comments I've had related to pollution. And one of those comments related to the what is the ideal distances. And the answer to that is there are no ideal distances when it comes to pollution, because what you need to do is plan around your economy. So for example, here, I've put this wood cutting post in order to ensure that we get heat to our village. And that will mean during the long cold winters of this game, there will be a chance that pollution will spread out and get to this village. And then what you've got to do is just try and manage it. Simply because not being able to provide heat to the village has got stronger consequences and a few people being susceptible to pollution. And I think that applies to any game. The best example I can think of is in my unification series that my economy was starting to suffer because I wasn't able to produce fuel. And fuel costs really do mount up as your economy grows. So what I decided to do was put an oil refinery in, and I didn't have a lot of space, so I ended up putting it a lot closer to my starter town than I would normally do. Normally, an oil refinery you'd put between 900 and 1,000 kilometers away from a town. What I ended up doing was putting it about 400 meters away from the nearest residence, but I did that in the knowledge that the oil refinery, because I was importing the oil rather than getting it supplied by an extensive logistics network, the oil refinery would never ever get to maximum capacity, or if it did, it would only get to maximum capacity for very brief periods of time. So I was able to get away by having an oil refinery close to the residential value, because despite the fact that I think an oil refinery, I can't look at it because I haven't been able to research it. I think an oil refinery produces about 20 odd tons of pollution, but at quarter production, that is down to 5 tons, which is well within the limits of a 400 meter range. And this is something that you do need to be aware of. Sometimes running an industry inefficiently, but within walking distance, is more advantageous in the long-term game than building your perfect min-max solution which gets 100% out of a factory. And this is the type of compromises that you will need to make in this game, especially when you do an early start. Anyway, that out of the way, guys, let's just get down to our power supply here. And I'll be honest, I know what I want to do in theory, because let me just see. I think what I'm looking for is this thing, I think, because what I want to do is connect up these two power stations. I think if we flip that and put you there, I don't want to connect into that path yet, but we're going to kind of tilt you slightly that way. So we got this here. Now the output of this, where is it? Is it in here? Okay. Why is my power plant? I can't understand why that's not on my. It's on my mod list. Maybe it's hydroelectric. Now, what I'm looking for here is what's called the circuit breaker, because when you look at the actual output of a power station, that is in megawatt hours. So it can produce, this one can produce 180 megawatt hours of power. But but what you have to do is divide that by 60 to get your actual output per hour. And that's what's called the circuit breaker, which is with the case of this power station is 3 megawatts. So the power cable that we're going, and what I want to do is put this joiner here so that I can come into here. I think the nearest we can get is 4 megawatts. And what I want to do is put in one to there, one to there. And what that would mean is that we're now sending, this one would send 3 megawatts, this one would send 3 megawatts to this substation, which means that we are then going to have the possibility of combining the two together at maximum output of 6 megawatts. And by putting this substation in, we've managed to get that. Now, what I want to do is take the power up this way, simply because up here is where I'm going to have any industry should I need it, although I do need to survey this area just to see if there's any resources in that area before I start building. So what we're going to do is now we could run a local power supply. If I put this in here, we got 2 outputs here, so we could run a local power supply into here because we've got local coverage here and we're just out of range. But so what we could probably do is we don't need a substation here because we can run a low voltage up to about here, which we'll then put in. I'm not going to put that in just at the moment. I'm more interested in the kind of the overall power supply, and I'm kind of thinking that if I come up to say about here, I'm going to use one of my favorite mods, which is this one. This is a variation of the one that's actually in the game. If I can find it, I've got so many. Which is this one. This is actually the transformer. It's this one. This one's only got single, no pass through on it. So what you've got is the 6 outputs if I press control. So I've got this one here, but this modded version is this one. What this is actually got is a power pass through in it. And what I'm gonna do, we're gonna need to run some there. So I think what we'll do is we'll put you about there, and then we're gonna come here. Whoops, no, 7 megawatts, 6 megawatts, and then what I'm gonna come here, and we're gonna run an underground cable. Now, I'll be completely upfront. The reason for doing this is 3,627. Wow. Maybe that might be. I was hoping to do this, but maybe what I'll do is I'll just try the above ground. I was hoping to preserve the aesthetics of the village, but 3,000 work days might be a little bit much. We're gonna have to go round. I don't want to come into here, so we're gonna have to kind of go round like this, because I'm destroying trees. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Kind of I don't want to go that way because I want the village expanse is going to be in this way. I'm kind of, this is just so messy. I think I'm going to cancel that for the moment and see if we're, I mean, I've knocked some trees down, but we can, I suppose I could come around this side and just create a lane for the power cables. Actually, I've just had a thought. This road is a bit kind of redundant, isn't it? Oh, we got... Say I do that. got a tiny little bit of road there which we can't demolish. This is 6 megawatts. I think if we come this way, I know the residents aren't going to like this, but I think if we run the power cable there and then run you into there like that, that's 79 days work days going round the village. Just make sure it's all connected. And then basically what we'll have to do is, we want to restore this road. We can come out like that, and then let's just put the road back in. Can't put it there, but we can kind of run it around like that. That little bit of gravel road we can, and then with that will leave us a little bit of space to work in there. We'll just have to put up with the ugliness of the overhead, and then eventually what I would want to do is, I think I'll put it in just to kind of show you. What I'll do is put in a, I don't want to connect it in just yet. I think we'll go below there, put you there, and then eventually we will run this power cable up to there, but we won't build that just at the moment. That's advanced planning, because the idea is that eventually we will be connecting this into a wider grid, and then the main, so we'll still be drawing power from here, but we will also be possibly feeding in power on a grid using the kind of the 15 and 18 megawatt cables. So then this would just become a kind of subsidized spur coming down this way. I think what I will do is spruce. So it looks like we can't actually plant my pine, so hopefully we can cut spruce trees down. I'm just going to put this back in to repair that little bit of damage that I did. There we go there. Yeah, not available. So all we've got is bushes, spruce and thuja. So we've now done that one. So what we're going to do is go up to here. And basically we're going to do exactly the same here. So if I come to here, and I'm going to put in, be nice to squeeze it that way, but we may have to go that way. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same again. Actually, no, I'm going to tilt this a little bit that way. Actually, we'll come in a little bit closer like that, because there's always the risk of fire. And then, because there is actually another connector under there, because this is actually a four-way connector, and that means that we could take power off that way if we could get it past the villages. And then now I think power wise we got some power from here, so we can put this a power connector in. If this will supply it to there, so we could probably go up to about there with the overhead cables. And then what we can do is take out this cable this way around the village and maybe put the substation out over here, but we're not going to worry too much about that. So so that kind of puts the initial power grid back in. Obviously we've got a lot of building to do. Now we come to fuel, and we're probably going to start in this area. because one thing I want to do straight away is start gravelling in this road, but we've got to deal with fuel, and I think I touched on this in the last part. And I've kind of done some kind of groundwork with respect to gas stations. And now we've got these horse feeders, but I don't really feel, because, and this is the reason for the title of this video called Full Steam Ahead. What we are going to do is put a lot of focus on, if I go to open holes, we're going to be focusing a lot on the steam element of this, because I think from a kind of immersion perspective, you can argue that these steam haulers can run on fuel oil. And at the moment, the only one that I can see is a free build, if we come to gas stations, is this one here. But I don't think it's worked. So what we're going to be doing long term is we're going to be building these, but these need power. So these are going to be absolutely useless from when we begin, simply because the fact that well, we can't actually power them, so they won't work. So what we're going to have to do is use, to get up and running, we're just going to have to do what we always should do anyway, which is we're going to need a free gas station. So we're just going to drop the free gas station in as well. And you see we've got 12 of these, so we're going to have to be a bit careful. Now, in order to drive this gas station, and of course you can see here I want to start building the road. So what we're going to do is use this as a kind of service road here, because we're not going to get much traffic to the port to begin with, so that we don't need to worry too much about traffic. And then the next thing we're going to need is a distribution office. This is one which is a bit hidden, because it gives the impression that there's no distribution offices available, but there are, but the free one's hidden, and we've only got 5 of these, so we're going to have to kind of put the distribution office there. And then what I want to do is start building these gravel roads out. So what we're going to need is reconstruction office as well. And I think begin with, we're going to put 2 of these down. We've only got 7 free construction offices as well. And this is where part of the challenge for this will come. So the first thing we got to do is buy an oil truck workshop, to do oil tanker. What have we got here in the way of capacity? So we got, this is 6 tons, and this has got a top speed of 22. This has got a top speed of 20. I think we might as well go with that. And then what will happen is that will come out into here, and we need to get that done. All right, so now I want to try and save as much time as possible. So what I'm going to do is, and apologies in advance that we're going to be flashing backwards and forwards across the map a little bit in this part. Now up here, similar vein, I want to actually asphalt this, not asphalt, gravel this bit, simply because it's going to be the main road, and we're going to get to the point where we're going to have trucks faster than 35 kilometers an hour. So I might as well get it done from the get-go. And what we're going to do is come out here. Again, we're going to put a free gas station in here. Actually, I put it in about, no, it's not going to put it about, no, I think we'll put it here. Yeah, we'll put it here. And then of course we're going to need the distribution office again. Put the free distribution office there. And then what we'll do is put the reconstruction office. I think we get them. We got gravel there, haven't we? I think we'll put 2 construction offices in. Okay, Gonna buy. Actually, we've got a choice here now, haven't we? Because we can buy NATO trucks. What can we get from NATO? Oil truck. Oil tanker. No, it's only one. It's not. That's no good. What we'll do is here. Oil tanker. And we're gonna to buy you from here actually. And then here comes straight out into the. Let the game run slowly at the moment. And what we get is that the truck will come out here, come into here, and I think we can go to there, load, because the game will work out what needs to be done. And I should have done that up the top end. Load, go to there, 50% in. And what you should see is that the game is smart enough to come into here, and hopefully he will have enough fuel to get to there to be able to refuel himself. In fact, we'll just make sure. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, then we were in trouble. So we got 6 tons of fuel. He should drop it off at the thing here, and then once we know we've got gas in the gas station, then we can start the next thing. And what I'm going to do here is set up the gravel, and here what we're going to do is buy all. Now we've got some heavy steam dumpers, and these are 22, these are 18. I think to begin with, the fact that they can shift 11 tons of gravel, we'll get 3 of those. And then in here, now comes the fun bit, because I'm not sure whether we've actually got a excavator. Got a horse-drawn excavator, and we got a steam bulldozer. That goes at 20 kilometers an hour. We're going to put a steam bulldozer there. And what I'm going to do now is go here, sign these two together. And of course, but although I didn't really need to do that because this guy is on auto detect at the moment, just put you on roads, keep you at 1,000 meters. And what these guys will do now is come here. In fact, I think what I'll do is we'll try and speed up the process a little bit by doing that. Now we'll come down to here, and hopefully by now, oops, I've gone too far, sorry about this. We got fuel in here, and again we're going to do exactly the same as we've done up top. Construction office, workshop, dumpers. We're going to get 1, 2. Is that, did I buy 4? Okay. Well, we're going to need to do a lot more in this direction, so. And the first thing we want them to do is do that job there. But what we will need is a. Can we do anything better? I should have checked the dumpers in here, shouldn't I? No. Got no excavators, so. And if you're starting around 1908, this is the type of thing that you're going to need to do. Is just keep a very clear idea on. We'll get a steam bulldozer, I think. Year 9, year 3, year 3. Yeah. So 9 is about the best we're going to get. And then we're going to come here. we're going to assign you to there. Although strictly speaking, you guys can just chunder away and do this. So it's going to be a bit of a slow grind, guys. We don't really have much choice in here, but if we can get this built, and then we can start to get this out here. Now let's go one more quick check just to see whether the boys are working on this. Yep. And what I want them to do is build out this way. So when this is finished, I want you to work on this one, which is 87, because we need to make these road connections into here. I think I will buy the extra dumper here. Where you come from? Where you been? What are you doing? Okay, we picked up a factory connection. I don't want you doing the factory. Well, I suppose you could do the initial phase of the factory connection, but we'd have to finish off the overall later on. Heavy steep dumper. What roads have you picked up then? Oh, you're building that and that. Cancel that factory connection. You can build that. You might as well just keep you out of mischief. We've now got our actual construction working, and we're probably the first year. We're not going to move anyone in until 1909, May 1909. So we're going to basically spend a year building up the infrastructure. Now, I've already mentioned the electricity, but one thing I want to do now is talk about waste, because the waste is going to be a little bit icky. Because what would garbage container stands here? Now, I don't really want to use the base game ones, because while they're okay, and you can use these small ones, they just don't seem to fit with this village. And this is going to be one of my struggles with these initial villages. Once we get to 1917 and we can start using some of the other stuff. So what I'm going to do is, we got this one here. It says 6.5 mixed waste, and it says big connectors, but they are on the surface. They are quite small. This one here, and the thing I'm struggling with is whether to go for these large ones, because if I show you here, these are 0.72. This one is 2. This is, so these are all quite small, and it's only if you use these big ones, which is these are the big pickup points, big garbage ones, and these are 52 tons and 62 tons. So, and then if I show you these, this is 6.5. These ones are 32 tons. They've got 2 connections on them. But my main concern is whether these will cause pollution by too much garbage piling up. But I'm kind of thinking if we could put these in, say, here. So, and the distance is 124, 117. So I'm wondering if I can put you in there. Trouble is, when you deploy these, you lose it. You can't click on these and actually see the distance anymore. You've got to kind of guesstimate it. And I think the kind of collection range for these is about 124 meters, I think. If I come back to these, sorry, I think what we'll do is this is this one here. Let me just get the picture right. It's this one. So we've got some coverage to here, which will cover this entire building, and we got this one here, but it didn't cover that building. So My instinct is to come down here a little bit, because this building, these are all covered from the bit. Well, no, we might not have reached that one. No, I don't think the university be covered. So could put the one in here. That will cover the university. It will also cover that building there, which is 124. So we put another one just in there and put the 2 connections there. That's 117. That's a hunt. So that will cover that. This one. These are heat exchangers. That's the athletics league. It will cover this one and this one, but it won't cover these buildings down here, and it won't cover these buildings here. The other thing is, where is my hospital? There. Okay. So we need to put another one down here. I'm starting to wonder whether these are actually going to be worth the effort. In fact, I think what we'll do is not allow anyone to move into these. Get rid of that and that. I think I might demolish these and reorientate them. They just don't kind of. Oops. Now this one covered that, so we need to cover, and it covers these here, and we cover that. So what we need to connect to this one. I think this has got a population of 12 in it though. I'd rather cover that one. So just want to double check this. It's a big garbage collector. Okay. That will cover that. That will cover that. So if I put you there, that will virtually cover all the locals, if I can get that in there. And that also would have covered that. So we'd have a connection to there, but we're going to put in you connect to that. Yeah. Now we certainly want we're going to have to put one in here, because this is the one that's going to have to collect hazardous waste and also the output of the hospital and the store. So we'll need to put you in there, but we won't connect that up. We'll build the footpath that way. Ooh. And then again, one's going to be a bit icky. That's going to have an overlap with that one, so we don't need that. Really nice to put that in there, but I doubt very much if it's going to work. I could get that on this corner, but get it in, can't get it. We could get it that just in there. It's not going to work, is it? Okay. Right, got a connection there. That will cover these buildings here, so put you there. Although what I will do is remove don't really want to build these, so the game's on pause. We're not going to get very far. Connect you up with footpaths there. Of course, well, you may need a garbage collection out here as well. So that covers that area there, that area there. I don't think we covered these buildings as well. So I think for the moment, we're just going to want to cancel those off. We do need some more good garbage collection in this area, because this is where what was it? I built something out here, didn't I? Yeah, we're going to need the water workers here. So and we're just put the, we've got a couple that are not quite in range. I mean, I did get this one, didn't I? This one is in range of here, isn't it? So we could turn this round a little bit. I could get it in about here. Put you right back there. And we can put a mud footpath into there. And then it might connect up to there. Yeah, I think I might have to rework some of this area here. Right. I think we got some coverage there. I'm going the wrong way. Where am I going? Okay. So kind of thinking maybe we'll purchase a second bulldozer. Where is it? Got a steam bulldozer here. What we'll have is a bulldozer and an excavator, I think. Because I think they all do double flow anyway, so. And what we've got now is this picked up here, so we can push this through. And then come back over to here and see how the guys are going here. Still hate this. There's part of me that says do the underground cable, but I can't afford 2,000 work days of to build an underground cable. Where are you going? What are you doing? Don't want you working on this just at the moment. Well, I want you working on, well, I suppose you can work on the substations, just deliver the gravel for the moment. No road connection. Well, actually, yeah, we'll cancel. I'm just going to get you working exclusively on roads. Get you back. Again, we'll get a second bulldozer. Or excavator actually might be better. I don't think there's a lot of difference in it, because it's still the steam bulldozer which does everything. It's excavator, you name it, it does it. And then what we'll do is we'll get that set up, and then we'll start building in this road down to here. And where's my village gone? There it is. And we got to put the garbage collection into here as well. There's the old cinema building. This one's going to be quite complex. We got that there. I think we're probably going to start by putting some garbage collection in here. How much coverage When we get here, I'm kind of going to be a bit cheeky actually. If I put you there, that will push that out that way. But it won't go that far, but we can connect in the, put you there. If I can push you back like that, if I can get you in, can't build, okay, can't build, put that there, put you there, and if I put you there, what's the coverage now? That will cover this building, most of the buildings in that area. What we will have is a bit of a dead zone here, but we've got a little bit of a white wedge here because we got 1, 2 building, 3 buildings there. So if I can get you on this corner, that will go that way. Of course, part of the problem at the moment is I don't have all the footpaths connected because I want to build these roads. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the waste in here until such time as we've started building in the footpaths. I think this one's good. So we've now got this done here. So we're kind of playing a bit of a waiting game now, because what I need to do is build these roads down to here before I do anything else. And then, because once I get to here, or down to about here, but as soon as we get to here, I can start sending out other construction crews. All right, we've got a new vehicle type. This is a Model T, so I'd guess that it's actually available in here. Let me just see. Purchase. Have a look at dumpers now. Well, that's even worse than the other one. But what we might be able to get, so we won't have any carry capacity. Waste truck. No, again, we've got very, very small things. I think what I will need to do is we need to think about how we're going to dispose of the waste. Now, this is where I'm going to have to be a little bit controversial, guys, because we've obviously got a waste there. We're going to need to move it. But at the same time, I don't want my waste collection trucks wandering all over the map. So what I am going to do is we're going to put a transfer container in here. This is 97 tons. So this will put up pollution. But I think if we put a waste transfer garbage collection here, was that? I don't think it needs power. Let me just, yes, it does need power. Okay. Trouble is, I'm not sure if this will actually produce. It doesn't say that it produces pollution, but that sometimes the game lies. I think maybe we'll put you here because we're going to need to put power in. Well, we're going to have to bring out a road here thing. So if we put the transfer unit there, and the idea is that we're going to have to put a technical office in. Again, the technical office is going to be a little bit kind of icky because we will need free one, but my instinct is to actually build a proper technical office. Again, when it comes to technical offices, it's got this small container shed here. Wow. I think I'm going to have to come back to technical offices because I don't know. But anyway, back to what I was going to be talking about is we just put this onto everything. And then what we're going to do is put burning in here. We got this waste burning pit, which does need power, but it also produces quite a lot of pollution. So, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too far away from where we're going to go. I think what we could do, we've got this road here where, at the same time, I don't want to. I think what I might do is, if I built a road there and we put the pits out here, or no, I think what we'll do is we'll probably put the pits about here, and then we're and I think we're kind of come back that way a bit, like that. We'll queue up like that. And then we could put a substation in here. Yeah, we can get reasonable coverage from here, and these will be far enough away. Now, these waste burning pits aren't the complete solution. In fact, if I go back to the mod, what you'll see is it will burn everything except the non-combustibles, and that is construction waste and metallic waste. So it's not 100%. So what we're going to have to do is set up a way to sell the construction waste and the metallic waste to the border. This is the reason why I wanted it up kind of in this direction. So we can collect all the waste there. We can then, and then what we can do then is use a truck to come up here and actually burn the waste. And then what we need is another one which will actually collect the waste and dispose, sell it to the border. Oops, game's on pause again. So how are we doing here? This guy's, he's doing okay. He's not going to win any awards. So again, here, I think we'll build that first, but I'm getting a feeling that we're going to need power in this area anyway for our port. So what I could do is kind of come out here, come there, and then what I could do is curve a road round into. Actually, I don't even need this, do I? As such, we can take that out, take advantage of this. It should be far enough away, and then what we could do is put a waste burning pit in here. Yeah, like that. I mean, eventually, until we get our overall industry sorted, we might do it. In fact, I think what we will do is make that into gravel as well. So where are you guys working? You're working there. Where's the other guy? Oh, you're going this way. Okay. I wasn't really wanting you to do that, but I suppose you are building into our water treatment plant, so I suppose I'll take it. So we've now got this area built. We can start working on getting our gravel into here, getting the connections into there. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is play on a little bit and see if I can get some of these main roads laid in. So in the next part, we can start looking at putting together some of the construction, because I think that's going to be the next path that we need to do. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.